Hello everyone, welcome back to the Games and Gaming YouTube channel. I'm your host Malaire, and this is my monster review of the brand new mythic monster in the Abduction Maze, Lonradh. And I saw this monster earlier today, and I was just, why have Social Point decided this was a good idea to take one of the best monsters in the game, Lonradh, and practically take him and give him stats. Give him the stats of a mythic. Like, no, this isn't. No. First of all, his design. He looks okay. He's got that weird halo thing, and that genuinely looks like Kronks' big, massive collar hood. So, there's that. And actually, onto the important stuff, we've got his sheet. Skill sheet or like data sheet. First, we're gonna look at his stats real quick. At level 100, his life is 55,495. That's pretty like middling for the mythics. Like the lowest mythic, I'm sure, is like 40 something thousand, and the highest life stat is like 60 something thousand. So this is probably in the middle. But you know, against strong mythic attackers or torture skills, the life stat won't really help that much unless you're like a tank with skills that'll give you shields or taunts or damage reduction. So, I mean, the life stat isn't really the most important stat when you're looking at a monster. Power is 5,192, and I'm going to read you exactly what I wrote in my notes over here for this. I wrote, in all caps, poo-poo doo-doo. That sums it up quite well. I mean, his power is like, I don't know if this is the lowest mythic power stat, but literally does not matter because he is not an attacker whatsoever. He is a support, and his speed is 4873, which is really quite fast. It's not quite as fast as Blaz, but it is faster than Siamese, who I covered earlier today. Go check that video out, by the way. So, yeah, the speed is really good. So, next is his trait. He has an evolving trait. And at rank 0, for all of his ranks, he's going to be immune to stun. And that's obviously quite nice, because he's immune to one form of denial. And, I mean, also immune to mega stun and such. So, I guess that's pretty cool. I mean, immune to stun. Rank 1, he gets immune to sudden death area, which means his whole team is immune to sudden death. I'm pretty sure sudden death just means any skill that kills instantly, just like, I don't know, like Oros's ultimate Global Stomp. So, Lonradh basically just nullifies Nor's ultimate, which is like, it just kills everything instantly. So Nor's ultimate is useless against teams with Lonradh on them. Kothor has a skill called Friends Are Strength, which kills an ally and gives him triple damage. I don't know, this is gonna block the killing, but I don't know if Kothor is still going to get that triple damage. I'm actually gonna test that out once I get Lonradh, because I'm definitely going for Lonradh. Rank 3, he gets a status caster, single 50% shield to himself. I mean, it makes you last longer, it increases your survivability and longevity. It's very nice to have, especially with his middling life stat. But, you know, it's not really that insane, and it's not like Daedalus, where you definitely want his rank 3 version is definitively what you need to have him be very successful. He can work without that single 50% shield. It's nice to have, but it's not really insane. So, yeah. Next is Relics. He can hold Essence and Banner. No. You're not allowed this. Lonradh, what is wrong with you? Social Point. I'm not going to say what's wrong with your Social Point, because I really do enjoy this game. But he can hold Uriel's Essence. That's just not allowed. No. Bad Social Point. Books. He is in Evil Legions. spirits and villains, as always with these reviews. Now I'm just going to list off all of the mythics that that book. Evil Legions, there's Siberial, Gaidigo, Tani, Kralik, Unspeakable, Zorki, Brutalis, no, not Brutalis, Brutalizer, Svart, Tremor, Glubu, and Lonradh, Siamese. And in spirits, there is Froma, Rara Avis, Elion, Azte, Moonhaze, Arcan, and Tremor. And in villains is Cyberiel, Morgs, Gaidago, Kralik, Unspeakable, Zorki, Brutalizer. I just write Brut in my notes, but I have to say Brutalizer. Svart, Tremor, and Glubu. There's a lot of evil mythics, man. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? His basic attacks are completing the collection, moderate light damage, and a sunburn. Really not something you want to run, because obviously they're the basic attacks. And next is Where's Vastus, which is just an AoE light, and that's just absolutely terrible. Onto his skills group 1, Lupius Shot. This is a single positive effects removal, and a little bit of damage alongside that as well. The positive effects removal is nice, and I guess that could help against something like a Megataunt, or just something that sets up and gives himself a buff, or gives their team a buff. So especially with like a Megataunt monster, let's say Santerion, because Lonradh is so fast, he'll outspeed your attacker and he can remove that Megataunt, and then your attacker can go and use an AoE if they want. But of course, this is skills group 1. We're not in the good stuff yet. We're just tickling it, just tickling the. I'm not gonna say that actually. Next is Arcturus Heat, which is AoE Sunburn, which is, sure, it doesn't really work well with his kit, so I wouldn't say run this. That's not very good. Next is Tier 2, Sun Protection. It applies area dodge, evasion, and positive effect protection to itself. That is really quite good, because Wormlad probably does have the edge over Lonradh in terms of trait and skill, because dodge area as a trait is just fantastic, but dodge area as a skill, that's fine too. And Wormlad can also apply evasion to himself. I guess and positive effects protection is nice, but I don't really know. Next is Procyon Shine, which is resurrecting all allies with 50% life. Applies life regeneration to all allies. This skill is absolutely dumb. This is actually why, this actually does make his rank 3 trait a lot better, because if he can survive longer, he can outlast his teammates if they do go down, and he can get off this resurrection skill, and that'll be absolutely crazy. Get your 2 teammates back on the field, and then they can slap up the enemy monsters for killing them in the first place. Next is Tier 3, Vega's Feeling. Removes all negative status effects from allies. Applies life regeneration to all allies. And requires a cooldown. Negative effects removal is nice. Regen is always nice. So there you go. This is a really nice skill for a support monster to have. And Achenar Light. We've got resurrecting an ally with 1% life, which is pretty cool. But they're gonna die. But it's not like Fatted, where I think it's Fatted, where he reses and they have a death countdown, so they're definitely gonna die. This monster that's getting resurrected is gonna have 1% life, so it's not gonna be. They're not gonna survive long, but they will have a better chance, I guess, at surviving than one that's definitely gonna die anyway. Actually, never mind. You can remove the negative effect. I don't know. Yeah, this is just another res skill. This guy has two res skills, and unlike Wormlad, you don't have to rank him up to get this. So, to be honest, I definitely say comparing him to Wormlad, because that's definitely who he's most similar to. Uh, at rank 0, I definitely prefer to have Lonradh over Wormlad. They rhyme, damn. This is really just is a Wormlad mythic. Having the resurrection skills, two resurrection skills at rank 0 is just really just fantastic, and rank 0 Wormlad really isn't really just can't compare to that. But with Wormlad's skill, not skill, ranked up to at least rank 3, so he can get his resurrection skill. I'd say it's probably about neck and neck. Maybe Wormlad's a bit better in some other people's opinions. I don't really understand the mechanics of that, but that's just I guess. So cool. His ultimate it's just an AOE sunburn, burn and ignite. Just a lot of torture skills. I mean, there's not really much to say about that unless they're immune to torture. That is just really just. I mean, it's appreciated. Why not just do that? And I guess let me go over my recommended moveset. I did get some help from a couple of my friends over on Discord and Amino. Obviously, he's a support, so he's going to be running 2 team speed, not 3 team speed. Obviously, he has the Essence Relic slot, so give him an Uriel's Essence. I don't care if you already have one on your Wormlad. Craft another, or take one off your. I wouldn't take it off your Wormlad. Wormlad's still good. I'm probably gonna craft another. It's gonna take quite a lot of food, and quite a lot of relics. But over time, I definitely will try and get him an Uriel's Essence to hold, so he can come back, he can resurrect himself, and maybe resurrect his allies. And I guess for banner, you just have your normal stuff like charging banner and stuff. But something one of my friends recommended is Darmith's banner, which increases the power of your allies by a certain amount, and that's pretty useful as well. It gives a shield. I think it's a self shield, but it might be an AoE. No, I think it's a self shield, and plus a fire protection. So that's actually really nice, because against something like Armor Claw, who has a very powerful fire skill, like remember to subscribe, the fire shield will protect Lonradh from the fire damage, and then I don't know, he can just like do some stuff, make some nice reses and stuff. So yeah, and for his skills, we got Procyon Shine, which is the AoE res. Obviously, that's just so good. Achenar Light, which is the single res plus extra turn. We've got Sun Protection, which is just the dodge area, evasion, and positive effects protection to itself. And last is Achenar's Light. No, wait, no, that's not Vegas Feeling, I think. Vegas Feeling, yeah. Vegas Feeling. Just the negative effects removal plus regeneration. That's just a nice thing to have as support. So yeah, that's Lonradh. On what I think about him, just I'm glad he's in the maze, because at least I can get him. Compared to something like a progressive. Well, to be honest, I just do really bad at mazes, but I guess I will be trying to get Lonradh, and so should all of you, to be honest. He's just Wormlad, but mythic. That's just really all you can say about him. And yeah, that should be it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below. That would be very much appreciated. And if you want to stick around for more monster analysis, gameplay, and other stuff, please hit the subscribe button. That would make my day. If you're feeling extra generous today, please go into the description and click the link to my Twitter and Instagram. Give those a follow if you want. And that's probably all the plugging stuff I need to do. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been your host, Malaire. See you in the next video.